Boelter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Freier from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you with a very exciting story I want to share with you. As you can see from the title, that a German Seahawks fan is beginning testing for the corona vaccine. And this is big news, the start of hopefully some big news. And this is a good friend of mine who is doing this, so I'm excited to bring him on as a guest to talk about that. But before I do, I just want to remind everybody, if you like my video here, feel free to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. That way you will be alerted anytime a new video comes out. So without further ado, I want to introduce my good friend here all the way from Germany. Yes, this is Tyler Freier, also known as HaggyHawk, one of the biggest Seahawks fans I know in the world. And he's joining me today to talk about this exciting stage in your life. Tyler, my good friend, how you doing today?
Hey Norb, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. So yeah, I feel good.
All right, so before we get into what you're doing about this, I want to set a little bit of the background, just because I think it's kind of cool that we have a Seahawks fan all the way from Germany participating in this. But so before we do, I want people who don't know you, some of the Seahawks fans know who you are, but some maybe don't. So tell people a little bit about yourself. How did someone like yourself, who's all the way in Germany, become a Seahawks fan of all things?
Well, let's make a long story short. I was living in Bonnie Lake, which you know is close to Seattle. And a friend took me to the Kingdom back in the days for a Seahawks game, was Seahawks-Niners. So yeah, that's where I lost my heart with the Seahawks, and that's how it started. So since then, I'm a diehard Seahawks fan. Go Hawks.
And I know for a fact how much of a diehard Seahawks fan you are. I've gone to a game with you together. The thumbnail of this video actually is you and I at the Seahawks Detroit game at CenturyLink Field. But you and I have gone to training camp. We've gone to Seahawks banquets, all kinds of events. You come to my fundraising events.
We've been to a few games.
We've been to a few things, yeah. So, but you're over there in Germany with your beautiful family. Tell everybody a little bit, because you're not only a fan, but you actually produce merchandise for a lot of teams out there. Tell everyone a little bit about what your business is with your Soulmate company.
Well, Soulmate, we do custom performance socks. We do custom scarves, custom beanies, and since the corona started, we're doing custom masks. We have like small sports teams. We do have major sports teams. We also did socks for some of the Seahawks, like Tyler Lockett. We did KJ Wright. We do have Bradley McDougall. We also do socks for Walter Jones for his company B2EDI, best to ever do it. And we have our 20 are NFL teams. We do have players we do socks for. So.
And of course, you do stuff for me, like this handmade mask right here with the special NorbCam one. But there it is. Looks a little funny because it's green. The green is keying out in the chroma key. But yeah, you've done socks for me. You've done these handcrafted masks, which are awesome. But I know that during this time, the COVID-19 has affected everybody, businesses around the world, and it's affected you guys too. So I know that some of your factories have been shut down. So how are you guys doing during this time, and how's the outlook for you moving forward?
Well, the factories where we produce our socks are closed down 4 months ago, so we haven't been able to produce any socks since. But the factory will reopen in about 2 weeks. And we do have a lot of requests from teams, from pro athletes. So we just can't wait till the factory is back open and we can go. But the 4 months has been like a real struggle for us, like for pretty much all small business owners. We had to find other ways to keep it running. So first we started selling the FFP2 KN95 masks and the medical masks. Most of the profit from them went straight into donations. We did donate more than 1,000 FFP2 masks for good causes. We are donated a few hundred medical masks. And then we started doing the handcrafted masks like the ones you got. So this turned into a family business. So our night times, Maria did spend countless hours on the sewing machine doing all those masks and stuff. The kids and I, we cut the fabric and we have to cut the elastics and just get them together. But yeah, it's something that can save lives and makes at least a few bucks. So yeah, we try everything to keep it running. We don't give up and we look forward, and we know that we hope within the next few months that we will be back where we've been at.
Yeah, so that brings us to our main topic of conversation. So testing for this coronavirus vaccine. So I want to get into that now because this is obviously a big thing that everybody's been waiting for. Everyone's hoping that once they have a vaccine, maybe the world can finally return to normal. But it's been a while, and it feels like it's some time. But the fact that now they actually have human testing going on, you've become a volunteer in that. So talk a little bit about how you found out about this and what made you decide to do it.
Oh, as you know, and a few of you guys know, that my oldest daughter, Victoria, she studies pharmacy. And on campus, she found out about that and told us, like Maria, my wife. And we immediately said, yeah, we're in. We want to apply for that. And we applied for it, but Maria, she cannot do it, unfortunately, because she got some allergies. And if you have allergies or other health issues, you are not allowed to do that. So I did send my paperwork and everything in, and I passed. They called me on Friday saying I have to be here on Monday, which was yesterday. Had my physical test yesterday, had my ECG, throat swab, or they took blood for a big blood test, and then they did send me home and told me, hey, we're going to call you later that day and tell you if you are in or not, depends on your blood and everything. So I went back home, waited a few hours, and they called me and saying, hey, you're in, you have to be here by tomorrow, which is today, to get your first injection of the COVID-19 vaccine. So that's why I'm here for today.
And you are at the University of Tübingen over in Germany, right? Which is about an hour from your house? And that's where your daughter goes to school.
Yeah, it's about an hour from where we live, and it's the same campus my daughter goes to, right? Yeah.
And that's how she found out about the program. Yeah. So this is, again, a big deal. People are asking questions. One of them, actually, a greeting from Lucas Thielemann, says, "Hallo aus München." I'm not sure what that means. Hello. Cameron Hughes wants to know how many different vaccines are being tested. So we can only talk about the one that you're being tested on. So so far, how many people are doing this particular study? And I understand it's not just in your country, but it's in several countries. So talk a little bit about how many people are doing it in this particular study at the University of Tübingen, and how many are you involved?
Well, the study I'm doing, it's with the Eberhard Karl University in Tübingen. With this study, it's 168 people. They're in 3 different groups. The first group, they do get the 2 milli or microgram vaccine. The second group, which I'm part of, we do get the 4 microgram vaccine, and the third group, they should get the 8 micrograms, but it looks like the third group will be canceled, but they're not sure yet. So it's 168.
168, so you're one of 168, and it's taking place in several countries.
Well, it's Germany, it's Belgium, I'm not sure, I think it's Denmark and Swiss, I'm not sure, but I know for sure, for a fact, it's Belgium and Germany.
So one of the questions from one of our viewers, Kegels Bagels, asks, are you afraid of what could happen as a result of these tests? So that kind of goes into the lead into what made you decide to do it. Obviously, you had to fill out, I'm sure, a lot of paperwork and consent forms saying what you agree to, the potential side effects. What did they tell you were the side effects of undergoing this study that you might experience?
Well, first of all, my decision to do it was like, I'm sick of just talking about changing the world or just, complaining about the shitty situation we all going through right now. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I said immediately, yes, I'm in. If I can save lives with that, like I said, it's a no-brainer. That was my decision. So what they told us, what can happen, like in like side effects or what you can have if I'm scared or not. I'm not scared. I'm confident and I'm proud. But everything you do by testing vaccine or other medical stuff, like you can get skin irritations. Your immune system can break down. Worst case scenario is your body shuts down and you're gonna die. But these are all worst case scenarios, and they haven't had anybody with like major problems. They expect me to have fever later today. They expect me to have kind of chills or some little pain in my arm. Right now, I feel pretty much nothing. So we will see what happens. But I'm definitely not scared.
Well, I think it's still a brave thing. Anytime you're doing something that has not been proven yet, a lot of people won't even get a flu shot, because they'd be scared of needles and things like that. So in your case, you're trying out this vaccine, which has never been tried before.
I'm not scared of needles. As you know, I'm tattooed all over my body. So
you're used to needles, yeah. So in fact, speaking of needles, I do have a clip that you sent me of the actual shot. Let's take a look here of what it looked like to get it. There it is. There's your tattooed arm. They're putting on the little patch on there. Oh, that's afterwards. Oh, here, we got to let the clip to reload. Here it is. So they got the shot. They're sticking it into your left arm. Boom, right there. Injecting the vaccine. Did it hurt? Did it hurt at all?
Well, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, no pain, no gain, right? But no. To be honest, I even didn't really felt it. So. Well.
And as a guy who does all those tattoos that you have, clearly being under the needle is not a big deal for someone like you. What about your family? Was there any hesitation on your kids' part, or were they all pretty much behind this?
Maria, she applied as well for it to be a part of it. And Victoria, she studies pharmacy, so she knows that everything that comes up new medicine-wise or whatever has to be tested. And before they go to humans, they do it with animals and some other stuff. There's what's it called, ethic company, whatever. They have to approve that they are ready to do it with human test subjects. So,
yeah. So everybody in the family felt pretty good about what you were doing. So one of our
they got my back. So
yeah. So the KL 12th man in the chat says, any Seahawks tattoos? you got any tattoos you can show us? There you go. Pull that sleeve back a little bit. There it is.
Hold on.
There we go.
Hold on.
Yeah, this guy is serious. I told you he's a huge Seahawks fan. So show that one more time. Let me get one more close-up view on that. There you go. And that's just one of several that you have, right?
Yeah. I got few. So the doctors here, they were pretty surprised that I played green and blue. So hey.
Like I said, one of the biggest Seahawks fans I know, all the way on the other side of the country in Germany. So
it's all about Hawks and socks.
So how does it feel? I think again, the world is waiting for something like this to happen, and I really haven't heard a whole lot of progress of where vaccines are. I think everybody feels like it's going to be at least a year before anything. So now you're in the clinical trials now. So what have you been told? What is the time frame of which this study is going to take place for you, and how potentially soon could they have a vaccine that could hit the market for people?
Well, the first letters we got and the first information we got, it says it takes 13 months, the whole study. But the more you get involved, the more you can talk to people, the more information you get. And they are pretty confident that within the next 3 months, they do know if it works or not. Right now, it looks really, really good. Like the first group already have been tested. They're in the second phase of their study, and they're pretty sure within 3 months they're going to know how it goes, and they will have or something within the 3 months. But the whole study takes 13 months. They have to go to a certain process and stuff. So yeah, that means if you watch the news, what you see is they don't really talk about how far they are, or how far they are with like vaccines or other stuff. But we are way further than we all think. So I don't think it's going to take a year till we finally do have the vaccine for all of us. That's my personal thoughts.
Wow, that's pretty exciting. And how does that feel that you might be one of the first people to help bring this to market? I mean, it starts with the first people who have to be successfully tested, and you're one of those few. How does that feel to think that you could be leading the way to this, hopefully getting humanity out of what's been a mess of 2020?
Well, like I told you, I like to take action. I don't want to just speak and speak and speak. So that's why I applied for that, and that's why I'm a part of it. And it feels great. I mean, I can save lives, and by the end, I will be one of the first few that are immune against the COVID-19 virus. And I'm part of something that can bring or will bring back the world to normal. And I hope that's going to be ASAP, because like you guys, all of you, and we all hope that we can go back to normal. And that's why I did it. And I feel proud. I feel happy. I'm excited. And I can't wait till it's finally there for all of us. Yeah, we all can't wait. And I'm proud of you for doing this, to stepping up and taking this bold step and leading the way. And hopefully those scientists and researchers who are putting this together, someone will get this out there and, change all of our lives for the better. So I got to switch a little bit here and go back to Seahawks, since this is a Seahawks channel after all. So I've already said before, you're one of the biggest Seahawks fans I know. You've got a huge collection of signed memorabilia, jerseys. What's your favorite, and this is tough because you have so much stuff, but what is one of, or maybe some of your favorite items that you cherish the most that you have in your collection of so much memorabilia I can't even count? But what are some of the favorite things that you have in that awesome man cave of yours in your house in Germany? Well, there's to be honest, there's not a one particular item which I say this is the one, because as you know, and everybody who knows me, I love to collect autographs. I love every single memorabilia piece I do have, no matter how big, how small. But the most important thing for me is the story behind it. So every little thing you will see in my Hawks cave or that I own, every little thing has a story behind it. So, I mean, one of the items I really love is my 1996 Pro Bowl game used or signed by Chris Warren. Because in 1996, I met Chris Warren at the Pro Bowl in Hawaii, and that's why we became friends. I love my Walter Jones game-worn jersey he signed for me. Walter Jones and we became friends. He's like my best buddy. I love him so much. He's a great guy. And there's a lot of memorabilia. I do have like a mini helmet, a crazy guy in Washington gave to me. His name is, I think, NorbCam. They've got some autographs on it. Now, to be honest, I have so much stuff, and I love every single piece, especially the stories behind them.
Well, I'm honored that I actually have a very special corner of your Seahawks man cave. I've not seen it other than on pictures and video, but you've described it and showed it to me on camera what it looks like, and the fact that I actually have a whole space in your cave room is quite an honor, man. Tell me about that space that you created.
Well, every journey starts with some small footsteps, right? And you are a big part of my Seahawks life. You are a great friend. I'm call you family. And we've been to a lot of our events, crazy stuff, and
our family even went trick or treating together. My kids and your kids a few years ago in my neighborhood. So that's how close of friends we are. You borrowed my Superman costume.
I was Superman, and now I'm Captain Corona. So hey, bring it back. No, yeah, I mean, was a no-brainer for me to dedicate one of my corners or one of my walls to the biggest Seahawks fan I know, which is you. So I'm happy and honored to call one of your limited edition few of the 12-man posters,
yeah.
And the custom footballs we made for you. Got a special spot there. The green headband you gave me is there. So yeah, I mean, it's the stories that counts, and those things do have really our place in my heart. So that was a no-brainer. You got to have your own little corner in my Hawks head.
Do you have a favorite Seahawk player? You met so many, and I know you got memorabilia signed for a lot of them. Do you have a favorite, a number one player that's like above the rest?
Person-wise, I do love Boelter Jones. I mean, Boelter Jones, he's the coolest guy. We are so close friends. I love him as our alumni. I mean, I love him as my friend, so not Seahawks related as my friend. I also love him as one of the best alumni we ever had. Current players, I love John Ursula, which I'm also glad to call friend. And DK is a great guy. I love Tyler Lockett. I mean, who does not? KJ. There's not. I cannot bring it down to one player. I mean, Bobby Wagner. It's a few I really love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good list right there. Hey, I got Sam Dog, the infamous 253, in the chat.
How's it going, Sam?
Shouting it out. He says, I got to try and help you get Pete's autograph whenever we get back down by the tunnel after the pandemic ends. So you actually have gotten Pete Carroll's autograph when you were at the Pro Bowl, right? The story of how you saw him, right? Wasn't it last year? Tell a little bit about your Pete Carroll interaction at the Pro Bowl.
Well, it starts with my yearly bucket list. So I always every season I do have my own bucket list saying try to do that, and I love to do that, and I would love to get this autograph and everything. So last year my main thing was Pete Carroll, especially as you know. Chewed piece of gum by Pete Carroll. That was like my highest priority. I didn't make it, sadly, but I'm keep trying. And then it was like getting Pete's autograph. I haven't had Pete's autograph with a story behind. I do have I did had a picture signed by him, but that was the story missing. So I said that's definitely something I would love to do, or to meet Pete and get his autograph somehow. So Sam Dog, he tried to help me out at a few games. It didn't work out, and
he actually talked about. He actually said that in the chat just now. He said on the socks you needed it, but I guess Coach Carroll went in early, so missed that opportunity last time. But I know he was trying, and Sam Dog gets it done.
The help.
Yeah,
I appreciate the help, and thanks for that, Sam Dog. But the first Pete Carroll autograph with a story I got from Dawn Gherkin, aka Picklehawk. Shout out to her. She got me his autograph on a mini helmet. I was so excited about that. And this year, Pro Bowl, I had my camera. I had this mission to try to get him, and I succeed with my jersey. And also Crafty Hawk from England. She made me that beautiful, awesome, unique. I mean, that's really a piece of art. Cowbell, saying Pete Carroll. Got this jersey, Coach Pete on one side, and got HaggyHawk on the other side. And I took that with me, but I didn't expect to get two autographs from him. But he came back, saw that cowbell, and he tried to ring it, but it didn't work because I wasn't allowed to take it in. You're not allowed to do noises, so I had to fix the little
the little ringer so it wouldn't make any noise to silence the cowbell, and he tried to ring it and it was quiet.
Yeah. So, but he loved me, signed that as well. And I was like freaking awesome for me. I was like shaking. I was like, well, that's Pete, my hero. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. So
you got his autograph and you got a good story on a couple of pieces, but the holy grail of items you could acquire, top of your bucket list, if you could somehow get a piece of chewed Pete Carroll chewing gum, you have a place for that, right? In your cave, reserved for a piece of chewed up Pete Carroll bubble gum. I don't know anyone else on the planet who wants that, but I can say, man, you got to be diehard to want that as your favorite piece of memorabilia.
Well, you know, I cherish every little memorabilia I do have. I display all of them. I do have special frames for them. So believe it or not, for the Pete Carroll chewed piece of gum, I already do have my spot in my Hawks cave, which is very hard to get because I'm running out of space. And the frame is already done, so the only thing is missing is the chewed piece of gum by Pete Carroll. So hey, Pete, if you listen, please make my dream come true. I need one of your chewing gums.
No odd requests. You ever tried just sending a letter to the Seahawks? Dear Seahawks, could you please ask Coach Pete Carroll to send in this enclosed plastic bag a piece of chewed gum and send it to HaggyHawk here in Germany? Thank you very much. That would make your day, I know.
I tried to do that.
I got some comments from people in the chat. Let's see. Karsten Gene Wampler says, hey, greetings from Germany.
Karsten.
Yeah, watching the show. Cameron Hughes says, how do you meet all these players? And then Kegel's Bagels asks, do the Hawks have a significant fan base in Germany? Are they one of the more popular teams there? So a couple questions there. Yeah, how do you meet all these players? And what do you think about the German fan base? I do believe there is a huge fan base of Seahawks fans in Germany. There's a German Seahawkers club there, and they come out in droves whenever the Seahawks are, like when they came to England. I saw a whole ton of Seahawks fans there. So talk a little bit about that, those two questions.
Okay, first of all, how do I meet all these players, or how do I know them? I mean, all I can say, I'm blessed and I'm lucky. That's all I can say. We started to do the custom socks for the NFL players. It started with Anthony Johnson, who used to play for the Jets. Then he went to the Colts. That's how it started. And then we got in contact with the managers from other players. Other players reached out to us. So that's how it started. And that's how we are pretty much, that's how I pretty much know the players, or most of them. So I know other players like Chris Warren or Walter Jones. Like I said, we're really close friends, but they're not my access to other players and stuff. So I keep the friendship separated from all my Seahawks, my 12-man life. So, and I mean, I try to attend as much as I can Seahawks-wise, and I've been lucky. I've been blessed. So I've met them there and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the story with the players. But
so before you answer that next question, before you get to that, Sam Dog is very active in the chat today. So he said, I think speaking about your holy grail of Pete Carroll's gum, it's kind of like the jersey he gave Sam Dog before the shootout between Wilson and Watson in 2017.
That was epic. That was epic.
Yeah, the fact that Sam Dog, who greets the team at CenturyLink and even on the road when he goes to games, he tries to go out there and cheers the team on, high fives them. And Pete Carroll noticed that his Sam Dog jersey was getting a little bit worn out, so Pete Carroll actually came up to him before the shootout game between Wilson and Watson in 2017, gave him a custom new Sam Dog jersey, which is amazing. So I think Sam Dog.
That was my birthday game, by the way.
Yeah, your birthday game. That's right. You ended up getting
I do have our game used ball from that game.
A game ball from that. I was with you from the VMAC tour we went on together, and you got a ball for that game. You're just a man of good things seem to follow you, which is a pretty cool thing. But yes, I think the Sam Dog's gift of jersey gift from Pete Carroll would be equal to chewed up piece of gum from Pete Carroll? I think that would probably be the same on your list, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I know Sam Dog loves that jersey. I know how much he loves the Seahawks, and he is like one of the diehardest, like one of the biggest Seahawks fan, and like he creates the team and everything. He's a great guy. And he cherished that jersey, and it was like a unique moment for him to receive that jersey. And he's the only one I know who got a jersey from Pete Carroll. So hey, that's a huge thing. But that piece of gum would top the list. I'm telling you, that would be
Plus, you would have Pete Carroll's DNA. So if you could get together with some scientists from the university over there, they might figure out a way to clone him genetically.
No, then I would need 2 pieces of gum, because the first piece of gum, it's going to be in acrylic at the frame, so there's no chance to get the DNA out of it. So if he gives me 2 of them, I might get to clone him or whatever. No, so.
All right, so go back to the question. German fan base. How big is the Seahawks fan base in Germany?
Well, there's no bigger fan base than the German Seahawks fan base, NFL-wise, in Germany. I mean, that's the greatest crew. That's the biggest crew. We got so many awesome 12s in there, and it's an honor and pleasure to be a part of it. And it's crazy. We are on the other side of the world, but we are diehard 12 fans, and we fit perfectly in all the booster clubs. So there's no difference between the booster clubs in the US or the German Seahawkers. We love the Hawks. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, Sam Dog.
I don't think there's. I'm sorry. I don't think there's any other NFL team around that got like that big fan base like we do have.
I don't think so. I mean, I was there, and Sam Dog brings this up. He says, German Hawks fans, I heard, came out in full force in London in 2018. Was that true?
We made the London game a home game for the Seahawks.
It was. And
it was a home game for the Seahawks, like the German Seahawkers, the UK Seahawkers. I mean, the UK group as well is like an awesome group, and yeah.
And all the pregame parties everywhere. I mean, there were just so many Seahawks jerseys around, and I know a lot of them were the fans out of Germany. So pretty awesome. Way to represent.
London turned into green and blue.
Yep, and then that game was pretty awesome. Seahawks destroyed the Raiders in that game, so couldn't ask for more. But that was pretty cool to see the German fans and all the Seahawks fans really in Europe coming out, and it really was. It was like, wow, they really love the Seahawks out here. So that was pretty amazing. So Sam Dog, final note, he says, we got to make it happen for you, Haggy. So he's definitely wants to see it happen.
Whoever's going to make that happen will be a part of my story behind the piece of gum forever. So all my memorabilia do have a little tag on it, on the cases, saying, when did I get it? Where did I get it? Who helped me with it? So whoever make that happen, he's going to be the hero for the rest of my life. So Sam Dog, if you're the one, go for it.
I'm trying to imagine how the story behind whoever could get that piece of gum for you would be amazing. Because, it wouldn't be hard if you have field access. Because Pete Carroll probably goes through at least 5 or 6 or 7. Who knows how many pieces he goes through. And when he's done, he just takes it, wings it across the field. And I don't know where it ends up. So somebody just has to kind of walk over and pick it up, put in a little baggie.
The funny
mission
story,
accomplished.
Well, I have another funny story about that. Dave Reese, who is a TV podcast producer for the Seattle Seahawks, also with the Mariners and Sounders, which I'm honored and blessed to call friend. One of his cameramans had a joke going on with Pete. He was throwing the gums at him, which I did not know at this time. So I missed that chance.
If you knew him then, the guy would have been, that's very funny, Pete. Scoop up about 5 of them. Here you go, Haggy, I got it for you.
No, I just need one. I don't need 5. I just want one, and
but if you get 5, you have 1 for the cave room, and you got 4 more you can clone with. So you'll be ahead of the curve if you can pull that off. Well, we'll see. Miracles do happen, and I'm hoping that the biggest miracle in 2020 or 2021 will be a COVID-19 vaccine coming out, and the fact that you're part of this human testing project someone had to be the first ones, and it's cool that you're volunteering to do it. So we're all pulling for you, pulling for everybody who's working on this, and I know you'll be documenting this, kind of making your own little mini journal / documentary of your process here as you go through this testing. And we're hoping in a few months, hopefully less than a year, but in a year's time, we'll hear some good news from your experiences with this.
Yeah, I mean, I do my daily video diary of it, as you know, because I'm sending it to you. You're the producer behind that. So, yeah, I mean, I cannot wait till the whole Corona situation is the past, and we can look back and we made it. And you know, it's crazy. There's so many people out there that's struggling. It's like companies are getting broke and or have to file for bankruptcy and everything. So it's really, really sad what's going on. So I'm happy to be a part of it. Like I said, it's no brainer for me. And it's something that I can do for all of us. So it's nothing that I do just for myself. So it's not a selfish type of thing. So it's just something I was able to do it. I did it. I'm still doing it. And I'm pretty sure that so many of you would do the same if they would have the opportunity to do it. So, yeah, I'm happy that I can try to help or that I help, and yeah, look forward to the world turns back to normal.
Well, and a big part of going back to normal is feeling like we can go watch a Seahawks game in the fall. That's a big question mark right now. They've been canceling games, preseason games, the Hall of Fame game. Will we even have a regular season at all is still up in the air. Hard to fathom in all these years, and who would ever thought that they could possibly cancel a whole football season due to all this. But I know this is a bummer for you, because I know you're usually always traveling somewhere to go to one game, if not more, in different places. What's your gut feeling? Do you feel like there's going to be a season this year?
Well, of course, I'm hopeful for it. I'm still praying for it. I hope for it, cross my fingers. But to be honest, I don't really see it right now. And if it takes place, it's going to be weird for us fans. I mean, by the end, it's business for the NFL. You know, it's their moneymaker during the season, and then for the TVs and stuff. But it's definitely not going to be the same no matter what. Even if the fans are allowed. So if there's only the Century, can you imagine Century Link Field just having 50% of the fans in the stands? I mean, the noise and everything would be missing. It's not the same. Okay, it's Seahawks football, but it's definitely not the same. So I have mixed feelings with that. So I don't know. I mean, as you see in New York, there's no fans allowed in stadiums at all. So I don't know. I wish for it, and I hope for it, and I wish we could go there together, have the tailgate parties and party together and scream and have fun and celebrate and yeah, being loud and proud. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to be optimistic. I would be fine if they played games and had nobody in the stands. At least we would still get to watch the games, and they still play the game. You know, the stands are a big element of that, and I'm sure we lose a lot of our 12th advantage without having the noise in the crowd, but so would every other stadium for that matter too. But we'll see. It'll definitely be sad. This will be the first year in a long time of not going to home football games if that turns out to be the case. But you know, we'll keep our fingers crossed and see.
That's what I'm saying. Don't lose hope. And yeah, I mean, the football season should start within 2 months. So yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody saw that whole situation coming. And hopefully, or maybe we do have the vaccine till then, and we can do it. But yeah, no matter what, go Hawks.
Yeah,
that's all
absolutely.
What it's about. Let's go
right.
Hawks, and with or without a season, there's always the next season. So we will see. Don't know what to say.
Well, hopefully, at least if it's worst case scenario, if fall comes and we don't have football, well, if a vaccine hits in a year, maybe that will make 2021 start to return to normal. But it's got to start somewhere. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. But my friend, good luck on the rest of the way with your journey. I'm looking forward to the progress and just the different updates as you go through this process over the next few months. And hopefully at the end of it, we'll have some good news.
Well, thanks for having me. And I keep you updated, and I'm confident, and I'm pretty sure that this study will bring the thing we all waited for. But yeah, it's a shitty time right now. I wish everybody stay safe, try to do your part. I mean, social distance, wear masks,
wear your masks
necessary.
like this one.
We all do not like wearing the mask and stuff. But if it helps to bring the world back to normal, if it saves life, just do your part. And yeah.
I will say though, I do like wearing this mask. I don't mind it. So there are some times when wearing a mask is kind of cool.
Looks good on you.
All right. So again, everybody, you've been listening to my interview with Tyler Freier, also known as HaggyHawk. You can look up all his social media and his Soulmade company information in the description. I even have a link to the University of Tübingen that is doing the study, so you can look at that. It's all in the description. You can check it out. But Tyler, Haggy, it's always great to talk to you, and it's great to do this interview with you. Hopefully one of several as we continue down this journey, my friend. And good luck the rest of the way, man.
You got my number. Call me whenever you want.
All right.
I'm there.
All right. And to all of you, thank you, everybody, for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will talk to you guys later. No trivia on this show, but there will be another trivia contest coming up shortly, later this week. All right. You guys all have a good week. Take care. Go Hawks.